Hi guys, I'm just providing this video presentation to give you an overview of the tests that we conduct at Wells Golf and the importance of each test and how they can link to your golf performance. So there'll be 5 stations in total with 8 exercises altogether, all to assess how well you move, how you produce the force, whether you're producing it efficiently and actually transferring it into your golf swing. And then we'll also be looking to screen for potential injuries too. So the stations are listed below. So we have the isometric mid-thigh pull, the counter movement jump, horizontal and lateral jump along with the plank, movement screen, and then the horizontal and rotational medicine ball throw. So now I'll give you a quick brief of each of the tests and explain to you the importance of each one. So the first test we have is the isometric mid-thigh pull, also known as the IMTP. For this test, you stand on a force platform, grab onto the bar, and then try to pull the bar off the floor, as you can see pictured to the right. There are force places under your feet that measure how much force you're putting into the ground. This lets us work out how much force you can generate into the floor and see how strong you are. Within the golf swing specifically, the downswing portion, all of our force is initiated from the ground up. And if we can effectively produce large amounts of force and carry it through our body, we'll be able to effectively swing the club faster. So not only that, but by being stronger in this exercise, it is shown for you to have a smaller risk of lower body injuries too. And then also those producing low forces in this exercise may be more likely to see early extension in their swing and may also be prone to oversliding the hips too. The next test we have is the counter movement jump, also known as the CMJ. So with the IMTP before, we tested how much force you can produce maximally. This test is to assess how quickly you can produce force. So to do this, we conduct a jump test on some force plates, which provides us with your power output. Then if we use this in conjunction with the IMTP, we can calculate something called your force velocity profile, which pretty much lets us see how efficient you are at producing power based on your strength levels. So you might have lots of power, but lacking in strength. And because strength is the foundations of power, you'll have to start building more of your strength to see your power go up anymore. And then also vice versa. If you'll have lots of strength, but lacking in power, then you're not able to produce force very quickly. And that might be seen in your swing also. So then we can start to tailor a program and all your exercises for you to achieve either result based on how you get on in the tests. Also, because golf is a rotational sport, we produce force into the ground from all 3 axes. And as the counter movement jump measures vertically, we have the horizontal and lateral jumps to measure the other 2 axes. And also being weaker at these tests can explain why some people can't transition their weight very well in their swing and start to create compensations elsewhere, which can lead to injury. Another really important aspect for the swing is core endurance. So as we know, the golf swing is a rotational sport. We have lots of rotation and stress occurring on the lumbar spine, where the spine meets the pelvis. Those who have a weaker core are more prone to lower back injuries, which is the most common injury site for a lot of golfers. And especially young golfers who practice and play a considerable amount, getting this injury on their or early on in their career can obviously cause serious delays to their development as a golfer and in their growing years too. And this can lead to issues further down the line as well. And it's something that can be prevented easily too. So from a swing point of view, our core is the connection between the lower body and the upper body. If you have a weaker core, your swing can break down on the downswing portion just because you simply can't withstand the forces that you're trying to apply. So that can lead to other compensations as well. And you'll have a less repetitive swing, but these compensations can also lead to injuries in other areas because you're trying to create workarounds for it. Next test we have is the movement screen. So it's exactly what it says on the tin. This is to see how well you move, and it breaks apart key components of the swing to see whether it's a possible for you to hit key technical points in your swing. This can also explain why you may be struggling in a certain technical aspect within your swing too. So based on each individual screening test that you might fail on. So for example, you may fail on the rotation of a fixed foot, which suggests poor hip mobility. And that could also explain why you're not turning properly in your backswing or your follow through. And then finally, we have med ball throws. So we have two of these. We've got the rotational med ball throw, which assesses rotational power, and then the horizontal med ball throw, which assesses horizontal upper body power. So similar situation to the jumps, but obviously for the upper body, we want to see what your force velocity profile is like for the upper body, and to also see if there are any risks of upper body injuries that we need to be aware of.
So now you all should understand what the tests are, what the results can mean, and the importance of them for your golf performance. So now you'll soon receive a brief report of how you got on the overall tests. Now, make sure whilst you're reading that report to take into account the information provided in this video and take that knowledge going forward into the performance review meeting. If you have any questions in the meantime, though, please don't hesitate to ask. And I hope to speak to you all soon.